Failed to post. Oh, yeah. Failed to post to Facebook.
Oh, it doesn't matter. We're live.
Oh, we are? Oh.
Yeah.
Welcome. Am I doing the intro?
Yeah, apparently.
All right. Welcome, everybody. This is the Comic Book Bullies. I am your host, one of the hosts. This is Eli, a.k.a. Short Round Stack. With my co-host.
This is Leroy, a.k.a. Flea Flicker. Let's go here. Yeah, sorry, we had a little technical difficulty. We were actually trying something, and it accidentally went live. But not in the way you think. It just happened. So since we said that, I guess I'll go ahead and say, Eli, do you want as far as what's going on with us now, you want the good news, you want the bad news?
I want all the news. Give me
all the news. I'll give you the good news first. The good news
I want the fake news too.
Fake news. Okay, so basically this was supposed to be the last week of our Facebook ban. We were supposed to, apparently that's the good news. We're supposed to be back on Facebook after this week, supposed to serve our time after a whole month of doing it. Supposed to be good. However, the bad news is that I end up getting another ban for another 2 months. So
2 months. That's heavy. I don't think I've gotten
heavy.
That long.
It was I think you saw the post. It was a Kanye Hitler tweet, which
I did not see the post, but that's hilarious.
Okay. I knew it was coming, but I was like, worth it, so
I almost posted about Kanye, but I did not because I'm on my last warning and shit. So
yeah,
I didn't want to but I told this before, man. I said this before. Don't cancel Kanye because then he's gonna do something really fucking crazy. I told you.
Right. I mean, how much crazy can he get?
just keep him busy. I said keep Kanye busy. Don't cancel him. Give him something. Just give him some crayons, some paper. Let him color and shit. Do something.
Well, either way, because of Kanye, we're gone from Facebook till 2023. So, next time the Facebook crowd will see us, it'll be a whole new year. We will finally got a Facebook jail. I guess we're gonna be swollen, brolic, like we just got out of Facebook jail.
Oh, yeah, we'll be quoting the fucking Quran and shit.
Yeah, I'll be converted to Islam. Oh no, it's 2023, so black people we're Hebrew Israelites now. So I'll be quoting that. I'll be
2000 party over. Oops,
time.
At a time. My bacon's feeling fine.
Oh man, broccoli is man-made. I'm just saying that shit like this. But anyway, let's get to the news. Now we're gonna get to the nerd shit. We're gonna get to the comic podcast. But before we do that, I think I need to do some. I just want to get some off my chest because the thing is, anytime some crazy shit happens, like in our respective states or respective cities, we do address it because we kind of give a boost to the ground view of it that maybe the national news won't give a view to it. And I think we should do that here also. For those that don't know, and another thing we're talking about, so we're going to talk about football for a second. Before everybody click, I want to let you know where we're headed. We're talking about football
American football, because I know FIFA's going on right now. American
FIFA. Oh, yeah, so we're talking about American football, college football, because like I said, Talking Vols is the most popular podcast.
Yeah, so we're going deep football.
We're going deep football. So since Talking Vols can talk about football on a nerd podcast, why can't we do it? Even though neither one of us watch football.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you want to hear what we have to say about it.
I just watched the Vikings. That's all.
Okay, you watched the Vikings, so that's something.
But I'm totally. I don't watch college football at all.
Okay,
because that's for nerds.
I guess. So let's just start with that. So we're going to talk about what's going on right now. We're going to talk about Deion Sanders. Now, I know tomorrow that Deion Sanders is going to be the biggest thing on ESPN and Fox and all these other sports networks, these talking heads and stuff like that. But I do think they're going to spin it in a certain way that they're not going to talk about the way that it should be talked about. Because the thing is, we need to talk about it how it addresses, Mississippi. Because it came out of Mississippi, he did these things, and he kind of left Mississippi kind of up in the air, So that's why I think I'm going to get into it. Now, I know a lot of people actually shouldn't talk about this because, like I said, this is a SWAC situation. And a lot of people don't like it when people not from the SWAC don't talk about this. Well, spoiler alert, I'm SWAC. I can pull up the receipts right now if you want to. Didn't go to Jackson State, but I went to a swag school, so I feel like I'm qualified to talk about this. Plus, I am a Jacksonian, so I can talk about Jackson news.
Jackson.
So yeah, that's what we call it. That's the nicest way they call it. Yeah. So what I call this segment, Happy Trails, Deion Sanders. Oh, there we go. So before I get into it, I do want to preface one thing that I do want to say that I am a fan of Deion Sanders. He not only is one of my favorite football players of all time, he's also one of my favorite baseball players of all time. I watched that day when he played in a Falcons and Braves game in the same day. No other athlete I think has ever done that in the same day. That being said, like I said, he came down in Jackson State, made all these promises. He said God told him to come to Jackson State. God needed him in the swag. He came down here, did all this recruitment, made all these promises. And for the most part, I would say he delivered on his promises. Like I said, he is a football coach. He came down. He won 2 SWAC championships in 2 years. He went undefeated this year. That is the best record that Jack State has ever had of any coach ever since they've been around. And then the day of they won the SWAC championship, he announced he was leaving. And the reason he announced he was leaving, by leaving, hopped on a jet plane and left out of there while they were doing the award ceremony. He was already on a plane gone to Colorado. So he won the SWAC championship that afternoon and was in Colorado that night. Skipped the award ceremony. Matter of fact, his son, who is a quarterback for Jackson State, was about to break like the passing record for the SWAC. He told his son, hurry this up so we can get the hell out of here. So that's how much he thinks about Jackson State. So like I said, he's in Colorado, enjoys himself. What I don't like when it came to Colorado is about how he kind of like threw us under the bus, basically saying how Jackson is crime ridden, how we don't have the resources, things like that. Like, why would you tell the other people that stuff like that, especially since people in the SWAC have been defending him, saying he wasn't SWAC. Other coaches have been saying that because he moves in a certain way that's not, beneficial to the SWAC culture. Meanwhile, he decides to make a shirt, I am SWAC, and sell it everywhere and make money out of it and probably use that money to buy a plane to go to get the hell out of here, So that's my thing. But I can't be too mad at him. Like I said, he made $300K working at Jackson State. Meanwhile, this is his current girlfriend, Tracy Edmonds. If you don't know who Tracy Edmonds is, she is the ex-wife of Kenny Babyface Edmonds, the R&B singer, and Eddie Murphy. So that being said, you're not going to keep her on a $300K job. Sorry. I don't care if your dick's swinging like Tarzan from a vine. You need more than $300K to do that. So that's my thing. So am I really mad at Deion? I'll be honest. I was drinking the Kool-Aid myself. I want to throw everybody else on the bus, but I'll drink the Kool-Aid myself. I thought when Deion came down, he was going to make a change. I'm not saying he was going to save us. I'm not saying that. But I thought he was going to maybe ignite a change. Okay, you got this big name celebrity coming down to the SWAC, to this football, to a HBCU, historically black college institution. I'm sorry, university. That's HBCI. And I thought he's going to come down and maybe make a change, or maybe bring other, celebrities down and coaches down, or maybe keep talent down there. Like I said, it's a lot of athletic talent in Mississippi. The first thing they do, shoot the hell out of here and go to big cities and big towns, stuff like that. But maybe if Deion would come down here and do that, maybe other coaches would come to him. Maybe we would keep talent in-house, and maybe it would start a movement. It didn't do that. Like I said, the very first offer he got, the big offer he got, which was a big offer, like I said, $5 million is what they're paying him right now. He got the hell up out of here. He got out the hood. He made all these promises to the hood. He was going to come down and do it for the culture and keep it real and build up the SWAC and show what everybody was missing out. And then he was out of here the first chance he got. But while he was down here, like I said, he won games. He brought national exposure to Mississippi. Good Morning America came down. ESPN came down. Stephen A. Smith came down. All these people came. Snoop Dogg came down. All these people were down here, rooting for Jackson State all of a sudden. Puff Daddy said he was going to offer Jackson State $1 million. Kiss that shit goodbye. Now that he's gone. So that's my only thing about it. But I think other people were expecting Deion to come down and save us, which I think they were drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit too much. They were expecting him to fix the water crisis. When the ice storm hit, they expected him to do something about it. They expected him to get the $5 million that Brett Favre stole and bring it back to Mississippi. That's not his job. They brought him down to play football and coach football. And as far as that job, he did that better than anybody else that came down and did that. As far as all the other problems of Mississippi, that's not his problem. Now, as far as him exposing our problems and throwing us under the bus for our problems, I think that was wrong of him to do that. But I can't get mad at a guy for leaving a $300K job to go get $5 million. Yeah, we could talk about keeping it real and don't turn your back on the hood. I'm sorry, Eli. Pay me $5 million. I'm out of here. That's just me. And any other swag coach talking shit about it would do the same thing. That'd be the on the first train smoking out of here, But I mean, he did do some things while he was down here. He did build up the program. One of the weirdest things he did was bring this chick down, Brittany Renner. Now, if you don't know who Brittany Renner is, she is obviously an IG model, Instagram model, and she's also a professional groupie. Rappers, athletes, doesn't matter. You got money, she'll try to get it out of you. But what she did, he brought her down and had her talk to the athletes, to the team, and basically try to tell them what would happen and what to look out for from groupies and gold diggers and things like that, so they won't get their money taken from chicks like her. Meanwhile, if she looks familiar, that's because she's currently sponsored by Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry, Crystal. She's sponsored by Crystal, and she's selling a chicken sandwich called the Side Chick. So she's on a commercial right now. That's funny the way she did that. And another thing I don't like.
I feel like this is an episode of the Boondocks.
I'm trying to wrap it up, but it's just like a lot of weird shit that just happens. So
like that one where there was like the fake documentary with Werner Herzog.
Oh yeah.
like most Gangstalicious made his living being a professional buffoon or whatever.
It's gonna be grooming. She's gonna be grooming college kids. No, and that's the thing. He actually brought her down here to tell her what to watch out for. Because why she got to groom college kids when she can, get NBA players out of the money? So college kids are broke.
She figured out how to make a job. How to do. She got a job. Not getting a job,
right? And she's very good at it. So yeah.
that's what we do now. That's the
right. So
got no talent, go to Instagram or
you go to Instagram. Yeah, that's
who we're doing. Look at us,
right?
We ain't got no sponsors though. We ain't getting that. We got no commercials. We're not making money off this shit though.
Right. We can't shake our ass on Instagram. I mean, we just
for $5 million. I'll stop saying fuck.
Cleaning my image,
Let's try it. I'll make it. We'll edit. We won't go live anymore. We'll be editing.
Right. That will finally make me behave on Facebook. No more Kanye Hitler jokes out of that shit. If you pay me $5 million. So yeah. But the weirdest thing also so Deion left, went to Colorado, told his current kids that are at Jackson State, do not transfer. You stay where you are because I'm not picking you up. He didn't not only tell us to everybody, because everybody's saying that he brought his son with him. Yes, he brought one son with him. The other son he left at Jackson State. So he's just there at Jackson State because his dad won't even bring him to his team because he's not good enough to be on the new team. I'm like, that's some MCU dad shit right there, man. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. Like Odin and Loki. That's how you make a supervillain. We are getting sponsors. We can't even get on Facebook. How we gonna get sponsors?
Sponsors that'll let us swear. Like who?
Right.
Like sex toys or something.
We got to clean up our act first.
KY
right?
jelly.
Right.
Lube it up.
Coming to a podcast near you.
Got no Vaseline? Go KY jelly.
Oh man, so that's all I got to say about that. So yeah, I just feel about I'm just to wrap this up, just to put a neat bow on it. I'm not mad at him. I don't like the way he did it and threw us under the bus. But other people that are like super mad at him, hey, you would do the same thing in a situation. Let's not be the crabs in the bucket. For those who know what a crab in the bucket is, that is that metaphor, or not even metaphor. It's actually when you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, and when one tries to get out and escape, the other crabs will bring him back down because the other crabs don't want him to get out where they can't get out. I don't want to make sure that people in Jackson, Mississippi are not doing that to Deion. Yeah, I hope he goes undefeated at Colorado. So shit. Make this a PG rated show. Not this episode, maybe next episode. Because when I get to the X-Terminators, this won't be PG.
Yeah, because I'm sure like anybody from Disney watches this shit that they'll give us Keep our names out your mouth.
Right. Just Will Smith, both of us. Just backhand us. Bam. Oh, man. But that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Like I said, I'm swag, so I got to give a swag opinion on that because when you watch ESPN tomorrow, they're not going to say any of this shit. They're just going to just spin this however the fuck they want to. So, yeah. So can we get on to the actual nerd shit?
Because this ain't the how do we save the hood.
Yeah, this isn't that. This is the wrong podcast. I just had to give an opinion on that. That's all. Let's see. This is some shit that we can talk about. Okay, so like I said, it was a bunch of trailers that dropped. And the way I'm going to do the trailers, I'm going to rank them by their view count on YouTube. Just the main channel on YouTube, not the other channels and Facebook, stuff like that. So, Eli, I want you to give it to me. What was the number one view trailer that debuted this week? Guardians, a Marvel movie, of course. So let's start off with Guardians. Let's just get to Guardians.
I know it ain't Indiana Jones because half these kids will say, who's Indiana Jones?
That is true. It wasn't Indiana Jones. But he did put some nice numbers also. So let's just briefly talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. So trailer dropped. I did do a reaction on it. Appreciate Eli for posting it for me because I can't post it because I'm blocked right now.
Do that, yeah.
Right.
I got your back.
Appreciate it.
I'm the guy in the chair.
Because I was actually in mid-sin with Facebook, like, no.
Yeah, while you were falling out the sky, I was like, oh shit, I got you.
You're the wind beneath my wings, Eli. Now, that being said, let's talk about this. Like I said, I did a review. I did like a reaction on a live reaction, stuff like that. And I realized, Eli, that I don't know the protocol to doing reactions. Because when I did the reaction to Guardians of the Galaxy, I nerded out and did all the nerd shit. I was like, ooh, living high evolutionary, ooh, half world, ooh, counter Earth. I'm like picking out shit, stuff like that. Apparently, I wasn't supposed to do that. All I was supposed to do was just sit there and look sad.
Oh, you were spoiling shit. Huh?
I was spoiling shit, right? I wasn't supposed to do that, I was supposed to act like I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm supposed to be like, oh, but I see it. I can see the plot of the movie right there by everything you're just showing me. But I'm supposed to look sad. I'm supposed to look upset. I'm supposed to, oh no.
Cry.
Yeah, Rocket's about to die. Star-Lord's about to die. I don't give a shit. They can kill all these fuckers for all I care. I don't care. James Gunn leaving anyway. Oh, shit. Oh, let me see the J. Good last film Marvel, right? Yes, this is his last film with Marvel. After that, he's done. He's out of it. He's going to DC. So not only is he done, like I said, contractually, I think like the majority or maybe even all of the actors in this Guardian movies contracts are up. Like they have mentally said it. Some of them mentally say it. They're done with Marvel after this. I think Zoe Saldana said that. And I think Batista said like they're straight up like after this is done, they're out of Marvel. Like even if Marvel calls back, So that's the thing with that. But yeah, I was supposed to get emotional. But the thing is, I'm not getting emotional because everybody keeps saying I'm supposed to get emotional. Like, oh, I'm supposed to get upset about Rocket. Why? You telling me that Rocket might die? If he dies, I'm like, okay, if he dies, I'm not gonna cry. If he dies,
these motherfuckers die at Endgame and shit.
Right.
Infinite, they came back.
If they want to come back, they'll bring him back. They'll find a way. Fuck Rocket Jr. You have a kid before he's dead or some shit like that. They'll find a way to bring him back if they want to. So
it's Marvel. Nobody dies. Nobody dies.
Yeah. What if they do? Fuck, you think I'm gonna cry? Star-Lord dies? Hell. As much as he fucked up, shit. So that's how I feel about that. So that's pretty much what I got to say about that. Eli, what you think about Guardians? I'm gonna just ask you real quick.
I thought it was, I'm gonna see it. You don't gotta tell me that. You don't gotta sell me the Guardians movie. But yeah,
okay.
My only.
So you don't need a shirtless Chris Pratt trailer image on the trailer.
I wasn't gonna see it till now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this is like the first Marvel trailer that didn't have like a shirtless dude in it. Like really? Okay. I guess we're past that. Okay.
Yeah. I guess my only thing was the song. I was a little disappointed in the song.
Okay, so what song was that? Because I know it was
that was Space Hog. That came out in the 90s, and it made me think of, okay, these tapes are from his mom, right?
Well, no. Because of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, at the special ending at the end, Kraglin gave him a Zune. And the Zune had 90 to 2000 on it. Yeah.
So that explains the shitty song, the shitty music.
Right. Because his dad destroyed his record player, his tape player on the last movie. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
But
yeah, I was like, I was never really a big fan of 90s alternative music. So when I heard that, I'm like, oh, really?
You weren't into grunge or whatever it was.
I mean, I liked some of it. I liked a couple of it. I didn't go too far, but this wasn't really grunge. This was like just shit.
And that's another thing. I couldn't really get emotional because of that damn song. I mean, if you play like Boys to Men or some shit like that, maybe I'd get emotional if Rocket got upset. But to say goodbye. Then I would have been, weeping like a baby if this shit when this was like that. But
no, we at the crossroads.
Right, Bone Thugs and Harmony, some shit. Yeah, damn, Frank, fuck the Xbox. I mean, okay.
No, I mean, yeah, everyone saw Adam Warlock, which day now we knew was coming.
And also like way past his point of being in there, like.
Yeah,
because I thought been in already.
Yeah, I thought when they announced it, when they said Adam in Volume 2, I'm like, oh well, yeah, they need him to fight Thanos. Right. And then he never showed.
He never showed up. Now he showed up like, here, take me right now. Wait. Oh man.
Did what? You like Space Hog? Is that what it is?
Right.
Are you a Space Hog? Are you a Dave Matthews fan? Are you a Counting Crows fan, Jake?
Oh man, I don't know who those bands are, but I just feel like they suck. I just know. Foo Fighters, where Foo Fighters rank?
Oh, no comment. I know.
Okay,
I'm so not a fan, and I know that it's like sensitive now because that one of them dudes died and shit recently.
Oh well, I didn't mean to trigger anybody. My fault. I need to keep up with my current events.
Like I said, I'm way too metal for that shit.
Okay, because I didn't know where they rank. I didn't know if they was like, okay, you're metal, but you got like a cheat band, and I didn't know if they was like a cheat band or something.
Yeah. Well, all that shit was going on. I was like trading tapes with death metal bands and listening to fucking Wu-Tang and all the hip hop. 90s hip hop was dope.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I think we said enough about Guardians. Okay, so what was the number 2? Most viewed trailer. Oh, by the way, Guardians did 20 million on the YouTube channel. So what did 18 million?
I guess Indiana Jones.
No.
There was another trailer.
Yeah, it was another trailer. Yeah.
Oh,
honestly, I don't even know why we're talking about this, but I guess we'll talk about this. But we got to talk about it because everybody's talking about it. But we're not gonna talk about it. Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Oh yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
You saw that? I didn't see it.
I saw it. Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah. I was like,
it's a Transformers movie that doesn't look like it's directed by Michael Bay, so that's promising.
But I don't know how. I know everybody hates Michael Bay. And that's the cool thing to say that. But I don't know how I feel that it's not being directed by Michael Bay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you why. Cocaine Bear. Jake, stop spoiling the podcast, man.
Spoilers, man.
We're trying to give you a surprise. You just spoiling the shit.
Yeah, we're trying to build suspense.
Right. It basically is, and I ain't even basically like it is just Beast Wars movies. But like I said, I didn't give a shit about Beast Wars. Eli, I know you were past that shit by then.
Yeah, I never got.
I was way past that shit by then.
But but I saw Optimus Prime, and I'm like, hey, I like Prime. So but whatever. I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed the Bumblebee movie for what it was. I thought it was fun. But that's just me. Whatever. I mean,
okay. Here's my thing. To me, the Bumblebee movie, other than the first 10 minutes, which I think were awesome, some of the best Transformers stuff we got live action, even though that really wasn't live action, it was like CGI. The rest of the movie I felt was aggressively mid. It was pretty much live action Alf. That was all it was. And after I got over that, I was like, yeah, it was like whatever. So that's the thing about this. Is John Cena in this one? I don't think so. Because I think he was in the 80s, and this is in, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. My thing is about this. Michael Bay knows how to make bad movies, but they're bad. At least when you're watching them, you just got a bunch of shit just thrown at your face, so you just stuff your face with popcorn. You know what the hell's going on, but you're like, ooh, look at the pretty lights, just like that. Well, Bumblebee was it was safe. It just felt so safe. It felt like let's bring it back. So I don't know how this.
I just like the action because the Michael Bay movies, you can't tell what the fuck is going on.
That is true. I put like this: the action in the Transformers Michael Bay movies did get better because in that first one, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know if they were fighting, having sex with each other.
I haven't watched them all.
Towards the end, it did get better. So okay, that's Optimus Prime ripping a robot's head off. Okay, I can clearly see that. When the first movie, you just don't. You're like, who did Megatron kill? I don't know. They all look the fucking same. I don't know.
Yeah.
So at least it got better from
two
that.
toasters fucking. I don't know.
Right. That's all it was. This is the worst porno ever.
Yeah. Well, it's like I mean, at least in Bumblebee, like you could tell, because I like kaiju, I like giant robots, I love that shit. And you could see the action and watching giant robots fight that I could see. It's like like the new Godzilla movies, except for the ones with Kong, you can't see shit. Godzilla,
right,
the king of the monsters,
like dark
there's
and
like
shit.
same thing with Pacific Rim. There's like rain and smoke and debris. You just crowding up the screen and like shaky cameras and shit, and you can't tell what's going on.
Right.
It's like,
like when Godzilla was fighting one of the monsters, and then the camera just completely cut away to some other shit. Like,
to the people,
go back to the monster.
To the people watching them fight. I don't want to watch people watch the monsters
right.
fight.
They're watching them on TV. Like, we can watch them on TV. Why don't we watch this
that's
guy?
what we're doing right now. I don't want to watch people watch monsters fight.
Right. I like. Oh, that's my baby. That's my baby right there. Yes, yes.
I've been digging on her since True Grit. No.
The fuck? Now we cancel. We no sponsors are gone. Sponsors are gone after that shit. Yeah.
True Grit's a great movie, man.
10 years from now, that shit's gonna be pulled up. Everybody's getting canceled to watch this. Jake's getting canceled. I'm getting canceled.
I could tell back then that she's gonna be a good actress.
You put stock in it. I okay. I get it. Maybe that's
wrong too. I think she was nominated, wasn't she?
I think she was. I think she was nominated
because she's a great actress. I like Haley Steinfeld or whatever her name is too, Jake.
Right. I'm just saying we didn't know her until she got a little bit older. Yeah. Oh man, what were we talking about now? Can I give now? Like I said, if you want to hear about Transformers and somebody just nerd out on Transformers, go listen to This Geeks and Comics. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a 45-minute, discussion just on this trailer.
Yeah, but Gomer hates the movies too. So
that is true. So I don't know how he feels about this,
except like the cartoon, the old '86 cartoon.
What about did he like Beast Wars or some shit? Because here's why I didn't like Beast Wars. Here's the thing: Beast Wars look like this. This is why I didn't like Beast Wars. This is like the early 2000s cartoon shit where you look at it just like laughable. I'm like, no, I can't watch this shit. So they try to make a cartoon out of it. I'm like, no, I can't do that. So yeah,
I know it got big. Like I knew like kids that were. My kid wasn't into it, but I know there was kids that were super into that shit.
I mean, because it was basically instead of a transformer that turns a robot into a car, it's a robot turns to an animal. I mean, that's still a license to make money, a license to print money. When it's all said and done.
Yeah.
It's not even PS2. They were like PS1. They were like Dreamcast. I don't know what the fuck that shit was.
Watching Lara Croft's square ass and shit.
Right. But can I give the most controversial hot take on Transformers of all time? Can I give that?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Let's do it.
All right. I was gonna save this for Facebook. I can't post Facebook, so I'm gonna just post this shit right here and just get side-eyed. But yes, so the Transformers movies went downhill because the first one was good. The first one was good, but it went downhill. But the reason they went downhill, not because of Shia LaBeouf, not because Michael Bay knows what the fuck he's doing. Those are good reasons, but the reason they went downhill was because of Megan Fox. Now, let me explain. Let me elaborate. Not because she's hot and she wore a skirt and all this shit like that. Because she was
like, okay, no, I'm not.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not. I dozed off before that, and I was a little tired, and my filter's coming on now. I'm at the helm. I'm like Banner in Starship Home. Oh, okay, wait, put the brakes on. Do not say that shit.
All right, let me say it because, like I said, Megan Fox she played the best character in the first movie. She was the most interesting character in the movie. She was damn near the lead. She did the most shit. Shia LaBeouf was just running behind her. We're gonna talk about Mary Sue and women doing all this shit. That was her.
And I heard I heard she was actually a Transformers fan.
Probably so. She actually came up with a plan for Optimus Prime to beat Megatron. I think she beat Megatron or some shit like that. Oh, she fixed Bumblebee. She got in the car and drove. Like, if you watch the movie, she was really the hero of that movie. Shia LaBeouf was just an idiot in the passenger side, in the back seat, just riding along with whatever she was doing. But she was the real hero of the movie. And she had the most character arc. She was, father of a criminal, and she had to learn to embrace her own, side, because she was like a car head, like a gearhead and stuff like that. But she was pretending to be like the dumb bunny in school like that. She went through a transformation in the movie. She was the most interesting character in any of these Transformer movies. And when she went away, these movies went to shit. Prove that I'm wrong, because the box office proves it. So that's all I gotta say.
She was the cherry on the shit pile. That's all I'm gonna say.
Like I said, the first movie
once you took that cherry away.
Oh, see, now I'm not even. Yeah, now I'm not even in Jake's good grade. Not Jake hates both of us. He hates us both equally. So I was up one.
When we get canceled by Jake, then we're fucking
right. I was up by one, and then I was like right down here. Like I started here, and then went up, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh man. So that's all I had to say about that. All right. So was that number 2? Okay. What's the third?
Is it Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones did $8 million.
It'd be sad if Cocaine Bear was more than
I don't want to see this old 80 dude. I want to see a bear do cocaine. Oh man. Welcome to movies in the 2020s. So so we're gonna talk about Indiana Jones. Well, you're gonna talk about Indiana Jones. I didn't see the trailer.
Oh well, Indiana Jones and the Destiny's Child or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Duel of Fates or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna go on the record. I was a huge Indiana Jones fan as a kid. I'm from the 80s. That was my shit. I wanted to be an archaeologist when I grew up. I want to be an archaeologist. I want to dig up dinosaurs and go do Indiana Jones shit. That was what I would say. That so I loved Indiana Jones movies. But I don't know. And then of course there was the last one, which everyone
you were kind of like deleted, like bloop.
Yeah, I didn't mind it so much. It was whatever, but. Yeah, it was unnecessary. And then I heard, they're making another one. And I'm like, why? And then I saw this trailer. I'm like, why? I was like, first of all, Spielberg's not directing this.
I didn't even know that. Once you told me that,
I think it's the guy who did the National Treasure movies.
Hell no.
Guy. Yeah.
Okay, having trouble with the new indie. What's woke about it? I didn't see the trailer, so I don't even know what's woke. I just know anything anybody comes out with nowadays, people just call it woke. Eli, did you see some woke shit?
I did not know. I don't know.
Is indie trans now, or
or is he still robbing graves from indigenous sites or something? I don't know.
But that's not woke. That's just it would be woke if they said something to him like
he's saying
quit doing that shit.
He's saying the woke crowd is
okay. Once you hear what I'm thinking, like people complaining, saying that the movie was woke.
Then he's saying that they don't like the new female with Indy. Oh, is that chick? Well, yeah, that's that chick who played in Solo, the droid in Solo.
Doesn't he have a female companion in every one of these movies?
Yeah, Marion. Like a fat. Yeah, Marion. Well, Marion was the tough one, but then Willie was like.
The screaming one,
one that all the feminists hated, and then there was the Nazi one and the third one, and then Marion returned. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I mean, who gives a shit? Fuck that.
Yeah, they're gonna. Here's the thing: that anti-woke crowd. Anytime they see Disney anything, because now Indiana Jones is part of Disney, so they're gonna shit on anything Disney just for clicks because they know it gets.
Yeah, well, he's always fighting Nazis, so that might piss him off too.
Right. We need representation. Omega.com already found. Uh-oh. 69mega.com. Thank you for they spam.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Never mind.
We're what do you call it? We must be getting somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so. We must have said a trigger word or something like that to trick the algorithm. I guess I don't know. But yeah, that's they're still coming in.
I got rid of them, man. I told you I'm the guy in the chair, man.
Wait, what you do? What you do?
I blocked him.
Damn.
That's right.
Teach me. Teach me your ways.
Tony, would you like me to fire the repulses?
Oh shit. Learn something new. Okay.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I saw this trailer and it looks fun. I don't know if I mean, here's the thing. Can Harrison Ford, 80-year-old Harrison Ford, still whip ass? I don't know, but they still got like Liam Neeson. They still got Nobody. I watch Nobody, but that dude's like
they're not
50.
80.
He's
That's
not
the thing.
80.
They may be like 50, maybe pushing 60.
Oh, Clint Eastwood in fucking Gran Torino. He
was like 90, but he did whoop ass in that movie.
Yeah, he did whip ass, and what was that movie where he's running the drugs, the mule or whatever?
The mule, yeah.
Banging all these like chicks and shit.
You think no, they won't. He gonna keep kicking, because
no,
they're gonna make another one.
I think they shouldn't. I mean, that the purpose of Indiana Jones is to watch him ride off into the sunset.
Now here's the thing,
I don't think they need to kill him off. That's stupid. That would be dumb.
Yeah, and the thing is, because we know they're not going to recast, they're not going to reboot Indiana Jones because they learned their lesson from the last time. Solo.
Yeah.
Well,
and again, I didn't mind that guy, but whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't mind him either. You didn't mind him either. But that's the lesson that Lucasfilms learned. And according to them, they think that movie flopped because it was a new guy playing Solo. So they're like, that's why we're not recasting anything. We're not going to cast a new Lex Skywalker. We're just going to deep fake everybody. And they'll probably do that with this movie. Like Indy 6 would just be,
Yeah, I mean they deep fake, and that's the thing. You see young Indiana Jones in this trailer where they do the de-aging CGI. You see young Indiana Jones in this. But yeah, I mean, and then you see all the callbacks. You see the rolling boulder. You see Sala, what's the guy's name? The guy from the first movie. He's been in the 1 and 3. I don't know. I wasn't like thrilled about this trailer until I saw when I heard about I like read the thing. It's about Project Paperclip.
Oh, is that what the movie about? Okay.
Yeah. So if anybody doesn't know what Project Paperclip is, it's about when NASA hiring Nazi scientists, ex-Nazi scientists, to help them with the space race because they were trying to beat Russia to space, to the moon. So they hired a bunch of Nazi scientists. And this is like less than 20 years after World War II.
There was also the plot of Winter Soldier. Yeah.
And X-Files right. Did this shit too. So that's the only thing that kind of interests me. Like, oh, okay. It's in the 60s. Indy is fighting. And I think one of the scenes is they're in the Apollo parade in New York. Like one of the action scenes takes place in that big parade that they had.
Okay. So they are doing a new action scene instead of just regurgitating old shit and just It's just going to be an Indiana Jones mixtape, so they're not doing that. Okay.
Yeah. So he is actually in his 80s.
Okay. Because that's a problem with a lot of these like requels. It's just like rehash shit. Let's just do what we did before, but just do it again. Like if they do like a new action scene, then maybe I'll be on for it. I don't know. So
yeah, but it just looks like it looks so. My biggest beef is it looks so slick and pretty. You can tell the CGI. It's green screen. It's probably in the volume or whatever they got that they shoot the new Star Wars movies on.
And that's the problem with these new movies right there. They too reliant on CGI, and you can tell the action looks fake. The actors aren't in any real danger or in the set piece, so they don't feel any danger either. When you go watch those old Indiana Jones movies, they're on location, they're on the set. You got stuntmen doing stuff like that.
Real stuntmen, real stuntmen doing real stunts. Yes, I don't want them to break their backs and shit, like almost dying like they did in the first movies. Like,
that's true too.
Stuntmen were like getting maimed and almost dying on those movies and shit. I don't want that to happen, but there is a gritty realness to seeing that, So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll probably check it out. I'm gonna watch it, just because I'm a fan. But I think it's unnecessary,
Yeah, and keep in mind, I'm a fan of Indiana Jones, though. Those are like those three probably up there. Like if I was to rank like my top trilogy,
Yes.
like I said, yeah, it's up
before
there.
they started making new ones. That was one of the best trilogies.
I keep forgetting there's a fourth one. I'm just saying, yeah, those three. But like I said, you got the OG Star Wars trilogy. You got Indiana Jones. It's either Indiana Jones or Back to the Future. I'm gonna say Indiana Jones because they're Back to the Future 3.
The third one sucked. Yeah,
the third one sucked. Yeah, I can admit that now. I can admit that now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I had the toys. I had my grandpa back when I was living in New York. He actually had a fedora that he gave me, and I would walk around. I'd have a belt, and I'd be cracking my belt like I'm a whip, like it's a whip and shit.
Yeah, well, the whole thing was the reason Indiana Jones was even made because Spielberg wanted to make a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let him because, like, no, you're an American. We don't let Americans make these movies.
And George Lucas is like, fuck James Bond. I got something better.
Right. So they did it together. And then guess what? They turned around and made James Bond his father. Sean Connery was his father in the third movie. There was an extra fuck you to James Bond. And plus, if you watch the Temple of Doom, the first scene in it, he had that white tuxedo with the rose out of GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Same scene.
Yeah, Temple of Doom, man. That movie kind of scared me, man. I'll admit, Raiders of the Lost Ark, when I first saw it in the theater when I was like 7 or 8 or whatever, however old I was when it came out, that shit scared. There's some scenes where I like closed my eyes. Yes, there was a time when I wasn't as, I wasn't as hard as I am. Yeah, I was closing. No, when they melted at the end, I closed my eyes.
No. Too came like 30 years after Raiders.
God bless you, Jake. God bless you.
Oh man.
But yeah, they scared me. The melting faces scared me. The first time I saw it, I had to close my eyes, and it wasn't until I saw like the cover of a Fangoria or a Famous Monsters magazine where they had like the picture of the guys melting on the cover. I'm like, whoa, that's Indiana Jones? Oh shit. So then the next time I saw it, I was like, I watched it and I didn't close my eyes and I was all proud. I didn't close my eyes during Raiders of the Lost Ark this time.
Yes, sir. Now you think, because I know Eli, I always say I'm scary about everything and everything's scary, shit like that. But honestly, Temple of Doom, when I saw that dude rip that dude's heart out, I thought that was the coolest shit ever. I was like, rewind it. We didn't have rewind back then. It was on HBO, but I'm like, I need to see this shit again.
No, remember I said bugs is one of my things I can't handle.
Oh
that might be the start
scene,
of it.
That
might be the
scene,
start of it.
That scene did fuck me up. Not gonna lie. Yeah.
I remember being in the theater and I pulled my feet up off the floor when the bug scene was happening and shit. Because and back then, Temple of Doom kind of got shit on. I mean, it was like the redheaded stepchild out of the trilogy of the OG trilogy. But I loved it when it first came out. I loved Temple of Doom.
I always like Raiders better than Temple. And when I watch, but now I watch it, it's like I like them both, but for different reasons. It's just a different movie. That's all.
And Short Round. It goes back to Short Round. You were just a kid tagging along with Indiana Jones, and I like, how cool is that?
Right.
Be a kid doing karate and shit and whipping ass alongside Indy and like, yeah.
But can we at least agree that the third one's the best one?
That's a whole podcast, man.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Third one is awesome. I gotta say, I was a little older when it came out. I was like in high school, and I'm like, Indiana Jones, that's baby shit. Because I'm thinking, I saw that shit when I was a little kid. But then the third one came out, and then I realized, sure, I'll go see Indiana Jones. And I was like, whoa, that was awesome. And I was like 15, 16 or whatever by that time. I was all, that's when I was all aggro and starting. I was full-fledged, metal head back then at that time. So I didn't expect to like it, but then it turned out to be great. And it is, it's that is a debate.
Okay, we will revisit that. We'll just put a pin in that. So yeah. All right. So the last trailer that we're going to talk about, because like I said, it was other shit that I don't give a shit about that came out, but this trailer came in at I think 3.5 million. And Eli, what was that movie?
Is it Cocaine Bear?
It was Cocaine Bear. Let's talk about it. The movie we've all been waiting for. So yes.
It is now my most anticipated movie.
I was just about to say that this is my most anticipated movie of 2023. Fuck Marvel, fuck DC. I want to see this bear on cocaine. That's what I want to see this. But now, for people who don't know what this is, like I said, this is a movie about a bear on cocaine. I know it sounds like some Sharknado shit, and that's kind of the direction of where they're going with it. But the thing is, it's actually based on a true story, kind of. Because yes, back in the 80s, like in 85. There was some cocaine that fell out of a plane because some people were trying to smuggle cocaine because it was the 80s. Everybody was on cocaine. And a bear did get their hands on some cocaine, ate it, and they did go on like a small rampage and died from ODing on cocaine. But all they did was all the bear did was fuck up some trees or fuck up some forest like that. That's all. It didn't, go on a killing spree or shit like that, like this movie. This movie basically cranks everything up to 11. So I'm here for it. I want to see it. So if you're going to do like a Sharknado, snakes on a plane type movie, I'm here for it. Give it to me, and I will be in the theaters watching this,
yeah, it looks great.
Directed by Elizabeth.
Is
it? Yeah, it's directed by Elizabeth Banks. Hopefully it is better than her last movie, Charlie's Angels, So
she did make that. Yeah, I didn't see
she did make that. Yeah. But this looks amazing. So I want to see it. Also, this is Ray Liotta's last movie. This is a hell of a yeah, this is a hell of a movie to end your movie career on. But yeah. Also, I'm excited about another. I didn't get a picture of it, but the IKEA guy from TikTok is in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a real actor or if they just kind of like moved him up.
I think he's a comedian.
Okay.
And I think he actually does stand up, and his TikTok vids just went viral.
Okay, I was wondering about that because I wanted to snatch it from TikTok or something like that.
Yeah, I was sold once I saw him. I was like, hey, that
dude. Those videos was hilarious, and they're like true.
Yeah.
I would never come in this store again. You promise? You think I want you coming back in this?
Or when he's doing like Rent now. About
he's doing Rent.
You're gonna raise my rent? Well, I guess I'm moving.
I didn't watch that, so yeah. So
that
guy's
he's got. It's not just IKEA. It's there's like your landlords and other jobs and he's got some other.
The guy's hilarious. He's got a bunch of stuff. So yeah, we recommended that guy. Find a guy on TikTok. I don't know his name.
What's his name? We better the IKEA guy, the TikTok IKEA guy.
I guarantee you, if you type in IKEA guy on TikTok, I bet he pops up. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm sitting there looking for the cast of Cocaine Bear. Scott Cease. Scott Cease, comedian, actor, writer. Oh, he's best known as the angry retail guy on TikTok.
There you go. That's what everybody knows him from.
He's been in a couple movies. So this isn't his first movie. He's been in a couple, I guess. Never heard of him.
And I think Ice Cube's son is in this also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's got some people
I just hope. I mean, the trailer was hilarious. I was laughing my ass off. I just hope they didn't show.
It's not woke.
Okay. No, I just hope they didn't show everything because that tends to happen. They just give away the whole movie. I want to be surprised going into this.
I'm kind of wondering how you can even make a movie out of like a feature-length movie. Like, what else can you do? It's bear cocaine, but they'll find a way. They'll find a way to make a movie out of it. Like Snakes on the Plane, they found a way to make a movie.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be gory and violent as hell, like cartoon.
Which I'm there for it. Yeah.
If they give me Deadpool at the bear, that's all right.
All right. So, like I said, that's the trailer haul. Any other trailers that came out, honestly, don't give a shit about. So, those are movies I may watch. I may even watch these movies I talked about. I just post them because it was like they were there. Oh, Peter's gonna complain. Yeah.
Animal lovers. Oh my God. Don't hurt the dog. Oh.
So yeah, but I doubt they actually do violence to the bear. The bear's just gonna just do violence. So there you go. As long as the bear doesn't kill any animals, as long as he just eats people, I guess Peter will be okay. That being said, we can move on next part of the podcast. Getting tongue tied. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the video game section. This week coming up is going to be the Game Awards. We're gonna talk about the best video games of the year. I think that me personally, I think they've narrowed it down to two choices. They're really only one choice, in my opinion. My choice, the opinion should be God of War. God of War is by far away the best video game this year of 2020, 22, whatever you're in now. Some people are gonna say Elden Ring. I hate those damn Demon Soul games, so I'm gonna go with God of War just because I'm biased. But it was an awesome game. Eli, this weekend I was supposed to be watching Wednesday, and I was going to do a review on Wednesday. Didn't watch Wednesday. Sat there and watched a Twitch stream of God of War.
Oh, you're talking about the Addams Family? I didn't watch it yet either. I'm hearing good things. I didn't watch it.
I got it to episode 3. Pretty good.
Oh, no shit.
But yeah, when I watched this, I was like, nah, I'm gonna watch this. Because this God of War stream was 18 hours long. No, I didn't watch it 18 hours straight. I cut it off, paused it, bookmarked it, went to work, came back, did that, watched that. But not only is God of War Ragnarok the best video game of 2022, it's one of my top 5 movies of 2022. Just cutscenes alone. Like, this shit was just awesome. So yeah, much better than Love and Thunder. This Thor was awesome. Man, because it was all like one scene, like Thor would actually, like you fighting Thor in the first boss fight, he actually kill you, shock you back to life with Mjolnir, and continue to fight. Like, no, you're not dying yet. So yeah, Thor was awesome in that one. So then we say, could we move on to the next part of the
podcast? Sure.
Okay. Like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about comic books, and we're just going to jump into it. Eli, once again, you have more books than me.
You better go first, man, because I don't have my shit ready yet.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool.
I need you to filibuster.
Okay. No, I'll start with the books first. I think the first one I'm gonna go with is Superman, Son of Kal-El. Let's start with that one first.
I almost got this, but like I said, the price.
Really? You almost got this?
I almost got it. Well, I thought it was Son of Kal-El or shit, but I didn't. Anyways, I didn't get it.
They tricked you. Okay, because because it's actually Return of Kal-El, but we'll talk about that one. So so that's what the book is about. And honestly, this book is filler. So if you didn't read it, it's okay, because nothing in this book happens that you really need to know about going forward. Like I said, it basically is going to be a new status quo when the crisis happen. We got another crisis coming. So shit, I need to filibuster myself.
And that's one of the reasons why I didn't. It's going into all that Dark Crisis shit that I didn't read, and
like. Okay. But that's saying, but this book didn't. This book actually happens before Dark Crisis.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why I didn't matter. I'm like, why don't you know about what happened before Dark Crisis? But they actually got a timeline of it. So, like I said, Superman went to War World for like 2 years, and he was gone, and everybody didn't know where he was. So basically, they set the timeline where all this stuff happened before Dark Crisis. So that's kind of how this feel like. So is Superman like gone to World World? Is he dead? No, he went to World World first, came back, died. Boom, that's what happened. So let's start with this book, and I'm not going to do this because this is basically like an anthology book. So I'm just going to start with the first story and just tell you what happened in the rest of the stories and kind of go from there. So the first story, like I said, Superman's back on Earth. And the first thing he does when he goes back to Earth, he goes to Gotham City to meet his best, his BFF Batman. And when Batman is handling some kind of riot, he's handling riot in the street because he hears Stravinsky's Rite of Spring, which I just heard the song right before the podcast started. It's supposed to be a song that when it was first played in 1913, the song sucked so bad that a riot broke out. So apparently in Gotham City, somebody's playing the song and another riot broke out. So what he does, Batman sprays everybody with Sandman gas, not the Netflix Sandman, Wesley Dodds Sandman. There's a difference. Not much, but it's a difference. So, and then Superman's just like, you really let this place go while I was gone. And Batman's like, well, it's about time you made it back, And they do their whole thing, but this is my city and also like that. But at the end of the day, they hug it out. I'm like, there you go, Batman. Okay. So anyway, Batman and Superman just asked while I'm in Gotham, I was gonna, catch up with the time to do what happened. But while I'm here, you need my help? You're like, yeah, you can help me out, help me solve this new case. So basically, riots are breaking out over the city because of this song that happened in 1913 broke out, and that's happening now. So at first I thought it was like some kind of time attack, but then I realized there's no logic behind it, but the non-logic has like a little bit of controlled chaos behind it. So what that means? It's only can be one person, Mr. Nobody. And Mr. Nobody is a Doom Patrol villain. So that's why, and they don't, so he's one of those weird guys. And they're just like, well, we fought Mr. Nobody before, we can fight him again. So let's just find out where he is. Just go beat him. So they go find Mr. And Superman uses X-ray vision, finds exactly where Mr. Nobody is, and they just go to Mr. Nobody, So they find him, and he's causing the riot, playing that dumbass song again. Everybody's fighting each other and shit. Superman snatches his wand, breaks it, and he's like, okay, song's over. He's like, man, you can't do that. You're messing up my concert. And he huffs and puffs and all stuff like that. And basically he says, no, you can't control me. I control you guys. So Mr. Nobody does some magic bullshit and traps them in the comic. So they're trapped in the comic panel and they can't break out. So they're just stuck. And he's like, I've beaten Batman and Superman. And Batman's just like, we got to find a way to get out of this. And, he's basically like, okay, so basically, Mr. Nobody is making us think we're trapped because we're using our rational minds to think we're trapped. But what if we don't think we're trapped? What if we think this comic panel is really just a bunch of magnolias? And Superman's just like, what? He's like, let's think about it. He's like, oh, yeah, so it's like fighting Mr. Mizkioplicknick. So they both think that instead of being trapped in the comic panel, they're trapped in the magnolia bush, and they just fight their way out. And Mr. Nobody's like, how'd you break out? He's like, we broke out because we just imagined we weren't in trapped. So he makes them 2D characters. He's like, I control you. And so Batman and Superman breaks out of it because they just believe they're not 2D characters. So, and then they just break Mr. Nobody, and that's it. And they beat him. And they're like, okay. And then they argue over who's going to take the wand with them. Like, are you going to take it to the Fortress of Solitude? Or you going to take it to the Batcave? Who got the last trophy? Come on, Bruce. You know how this works. I get the trophy, you get the trophy. And then Batman's just like, let's cook some breakfast. So they go back to his brownstone, and Batman fix some breakfast. And Clark like, damn, where'd you learn how to cook eggs like this? He was like, oh, when I was training, ninjas taught me how to make eggs and shit. He like, man, you lying. I know you didn't travel around the world to cook, because I know you that you learn martial arts, you learn escapology, you learn all stuff like that. Cooking has nothing to do with being Batman. You're like, no. I had to learn it because I had to solve a case one time. And Superman just looks at him, and Batman's like, okay, you got me. Yeah, I just made that shit up. He's like, yeah, I knew you made this shit up, And then Batman's just like, Clark, while you're here, can you help me learn how to work the dishwasher? The end. So Batman didn't know how to work a dishwasher. So yeah. Yeah. And the rest of the bullshit is just he meets Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen does some stuff. He hangs out with the family. Meanwhile, the son of Kal-El is in the book, and he tries to fight Lex Luthor, but Lex Luthor keeps outsmarting him. Meanwhile, Lois and Clark, they haven't seen each other in years. They go to Italy and bang, basically. And the last segment is him going to the Hall of Justice, meeting Justice League, and giving Naomi advice, and that's it. So yeah, it's
an annual, right?
It's an annual. It's basically an annual. Like I said, filler does not mean anything. I thought it was gonna mean something for coming up, but it doesn't. This is just complete throwaway filler. But it was a whatever story. So yeah, it should have been $5. I know that.
But, yeah, that's another reason why I didn't get it.
Yeah. So overall, this book was a ripoff. 3 out of 5. The Jimmy Olsen story straight up sucked. The Son of Kal-El story was throwaway. The Justice League story was whatever. Even the Batman story was like weird. It was like weird for just sake of weird. So 3 out of 5. I wouldn't recommend it just because it was so expensive. If you could read it on DC Universe Unlimited, cool. But if you got to pay $5, So yeah. I filibustered enough.
All right, cool. Well, I'll do. Should I do? Oop, wrong image. Well, fuck it. I'll just do this one first. All right, I'll do Godzilla Rivals Gigan. Sorry. Gigan.
Okay. Is that the correct pronunciation, or are you just doing
it was Gigan for like most of my life until like later on an adult I heard them say the correct way, and I'm like, oh, so it's it's like Thanos or Ghidra. Like it was King Ghidra all my life until like I heard the Japanese say it's Ghidorah now. Or MF Doom, King Ghidorah, take me to your leader.
Yeah, but don't the Japanese also say like Gojira or something?
Gojira, yeah. So, which is funny. I now this is IDW. They've been doing Godzilla books. I've read a handful here and there sporadically. Actually, the first time, one of my first reviews that I ever wrote for Outright Geekery was a Godzilla book. Way back when we used to write for Outright Geekery.
Remember those days?
Remember those days, the old days. This Rival series, it's basically a series of one-shots of just Godzilla fighting one of his rogues galleries. You want to talk about rogues galleries? Who's got the best rogues galleries? The Batman? Is it Spider-Man? Godzilla needs to be in that conversation.
Okay.
And it's just a series. They're all one shots. They come out like, I don't know, maybe quarterly, because the last one didn't the last one was like a few months ago. But this is the new one, with Gigan in it. And it's funny because I finally, after all these years,
let me blow you up. Okay, here we go.
Found a Gigan figure. Yes. After all these years. All my life I've been wanting one of these things. And in like the span of 1 week, I found 2 of them.
Well, damn. Okay. Now they can fight.
Yeah. To go with my Godzilla figure collection. So yeah, this is the OG one, from the OG movie. This one's from Final Wars, the updated version, Final Wars. If there's one movie Godzilla you need to watch, and you don't want to watch like the 30 plus one, watch Final Wars. It's fucking crazy. It's basically Power Rangers with Godzilla. It's giant monsters fighting. And then when they're not fighting, you're watching superpowered humans do crazy kung fu scenes. It's fucking great.
Is Ultraman in one of those?
What's up?
Ultraman, is he in one of those?
No, Ultraman was like a separate universe. Separate.
Oh,
thing.
I thought I saw Ultraman fight one of these guys.
No. Same thing with Gamera. Gamera is a separate kid. My kids don't play with toys. They play with digital toys. Kids don't play with toys these days. It's all digital blocks and phones and shit.
Right. It's like you say when people saying like
I wish they played with this shit instead of a fucking $500 iPhone and shit.
Like they're trying to shame people now when they go in the stores and buy PS5s for themselves. Like, how are you gonna pay PS5 when there's some kid that needs one for Christmas? Like, fuck them kids, man. I want to play God of War Ragnarok. Shit.
Yeah. So like, hey, and it's just so it just must be Gigan season. So I decided to review the new Godzilla rival issue, which is where he fights Gigan. Now, for those who don't know, Gigan is a one of his enemies. He's my favorite Godzilla villain. And he's pretty popular in Godzilla fandom. I think it's because he's only been in like 3 movies, but he is one of the few monsters that made Godzilla bleed.
Oh damn! So that's like his Batman. Okay, all right.
Yeah, when I was a little kid and saw this motherfucker chop the shit out of his face and make Godzilla bleed, I like gasped, like, oh, holy shit, Godzilla's bleeding. So he's always been a fan favorite. And so Gigan's basically this reptilian insect cyborg, that is controlled by the Nebulons. They're an insect race, alien insect race that basically try to take, like a lot of those movies, they're trying to take over Earth with a monster. Godzilla fights them and kicks their ass. And this is my planet, motherfucker. Get the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
So in this issue, it's similar. Where it's a little updated. It takes place in Seattle. The Nebulons have taken over a gaming company. They've infiltrated a gaming company. And they've basically uploaded through the internet, through gaming channels, watching gamers stream. They took like fighting games, and uploaded all the moves into Gigan's like memory, like the Matrix. They downloaded everybody's special moves into Gigan. So now Gigan can fight like he's in Mortal Kombat. So as you can see, they're very agile. Like he's flying in the air, he's doing like kung fu kicks and shit, and just beating the living shit out of Godzilla.
I know kung fu.
Yeah, so this brother and sister, they end up hacking into the gaming system, into the gaming company's network. They hack into him and take Gigan offline, just enough time for Godzilla to whoop his ass and kick his ass off the planet. And that's it. That's just a one-shot, simple story. Pretty cool, pretty fun if you're a Godzilla fan, as I am. There's little references to 9/11. The kid's dad, I believe, that was a fireman who lost his life in 9/11. And
first responder.
So of course, and like I said, kaiju are always metaphors for destruction, mass destruction, whether it be through nuclear bombs or atomic bombs like Godzilla, or
terrorist attacks, or like the environment, natural disasters.
Shin Godzilla, which came out in like 2016, 2017, was basically a big metaphor for Fukushima, the nuclear meltdown in Fukushima. Godzilla's always been a warning against science gone wrong and mankind's misuse of science and destroying the planet. This comic makes references to that as well, and that's what the Nebulons are doing. They're trying to take over the planet because humans are destroying it. Like, you guys are fucking up this planet. We're going to take it over and make it a utopia. Here's a giant monster to destroy you all. And
so what would you call them? The Nebulons? Is that what you call them?
Nebulons, Nebulians, maybe?
Nebulians? Okay, so the Nebulians are COVID?
Yeah. Well, the Nebulians showed up in they're an alien race that showed up like in an old 60s movies.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and there's the Exilians. They control Ghidorah. They were in that. They were the ones that they were fighting in that Godzilla and the Power Rangers book that I reviewed. Back earlier this year. No, this was fun. This is a lot of fun. These books have been fun. They come out every few months. They don't come out very regularly, but yeah, Godzilla. It's the Godzilla Rivals series. They're just one shots. There's been one with Mothra. There's been one with King Ghidorah. There's been one. There's a Rodan book, I think, is the next one. So it's just they're just going through all his rogues galleries and him getting into a fight, which is basically the best Godzilla movies anyway. You just watch them fight a monster.
Right.
So
yeah,
4 out of 5. I enjoyed it.
See to make these into movies. I mean,
I
thought they did.
Well, yes, yeah. Keep America from making these movies.
No.
Stop America from making Godzilla movies.
Right. Or just watch the old classics.
Yeah. That's what I did on Thanksgiving. That used to happen on Thanksgiving when I was a kid. They'd have a Godzilla marathon over Thanksgiving weekend. And me and my friends and cousins, we'd watch them and shit. And just like they just celebrated Godzilla Day, like November 3rd or whatever. It was like the anniversary of the original Godzilla movie. That weekend on, I think it was the Shout Factory channel on the Roku network. John Carpenter, remember we covered that. John Carpenter hosted a bunch of Godzilla movies that weekend, and I actually watched them.
So that was a thing he announced, because he didn't announce anything. So
yeah, remember he did that thing on Twitter, and we don't know what it is. Remember
that's what it was.
Yeah, it was like he was basically hosting a Godzilla marathon.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I actually watched him host. Well, I did watch it. Because that keeps it real like that.
Okay. All right. So next one I'm going to do is Avengers Assemble Alpha. Yes, we're back on Avengers. The reason I'm back on Avengers is because this is supposed to be, supposedly, Jason Aaron's last story arc before he completely get off this book and somebody else jumps on. So who knows? Maybe come back. But that's what they're saying right now. Where is it? Damn it, I didn't get it. Anyway, hold on, let me find it. I'm gonna filibuster some more. We got that. So I haven't been keeping up with the Avengers at all. All I know is that what's going on with the Avengers right now is that they got some kind of like multiversal thing that has been, that has been hounding them, and they've been going all around the multiverse, recruiting Avengers. Meanwhile, Mephisto has been going around recruiting not only Avengers, but like other like multiversal masses of evil people also, like King Killmonger and an evil Wolverine and all this stuff like that. So that's what he's been doing right now. So
it's like a dark crisis going on.
Basically, yeah. This feels very DC-ish, to be honest with you. I'm not even going to lie.
Like what Jason Aaron's trying to do? He wants to basically write DC, but he can't because he's at Marvel.
Right, because so he's just writing DC at Marvel. That's probably like, this doesn't feel like a Avengers book. This feels like a Justice League book.
Yeah, and that's like what James Tynion was doing over at DC. I want to write X-Men, but I'm stuck writing Batman. So
I'm gonna just introduce new characters every single time.
I'm gonna make up a bunch. I can't write Sentinels, so here's a bunch of robots.
Puncher and all this stuff like that.
Yeah, here's a bunch of robots that aren't Sentinels, but it's called Future State.
Right. Halt mutants or Bat Family, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to it. I'm gonna just throw you in the middle of it. You're gonna just figure whatever you don't know, just figure it out. So the beginning of it. Let's start with the most confusing thing of it: the God Quarry. That's what they call this. Now, supposedly in the Marvel multiverse, the entire multiverse comes from the bones of these dead gods. That's how the multiverse is made. And it's just there. It's just a big graveyard. And at the center of it, I don't know if you see it right there in the center of it, is Avengers Tower or some shit. The Infinity Tower. Is that what they call it? Avengers Tower at the Infinity's end. I get all this. See, you see what I mean about the Justice League shit? This is what they do. But anyway, it's one guy in charge of Avengers Tower at Infinity's End, and it's
meanwhile at the Hall of the Baxter Building.
Right. Meanwhile, if you get all this shit, so one guy. So this is Avengers Prime. We don't know who Avengers Prime is. We don't know who he really is. I'm gonna just take a stab in the dark, and I'm pretty sure I'm 100% right, 110% right. It's Coulson. I'm gonna just say that right now. So yeah. So basically, Coulson had. I'm sorry, Avenger Prime has all the powers of the Avengers and shit like this. So he goes to Earth 616 in the past, a million years in the past. Walks around, see cavemen and shit like that, and he gets stopped by Mephisto. Mephisto says, "Hey, what you doing here?" Yeah, everybody's looking for him. He's been here the entire time.
In the comics.
In the comics. Who the fuck reads comics? So he just saying what you do here. They, say pleasantries. He just like, don't try to fight me, Mephisto. You can't beat me. We've done this dance before, but don't worry. I know you've been killing Avengers all over the multiverse, but these Avengers you're gonna have a handful with, And that's when he whispers, "Avengers assemble," and that's when the Avengers of our time show up in the past. I'm gonna do a quick roll call. Okay, so we got no longer Star Baby. Star Baby is an old person now. So Star old lady. Echo, nope. Sorry, Valkyrie. I get them confused. That's Valkyrie, Jane Foster, Iron Man, Tony Stark, Captain America, Thor, Namor, Echo, Captain Marvel, and the black dude is not Black Panther. That is Nighthawk, Black Panther's replacement, because there is a quota that you only have one, no more than one. Let's keep going. So yeah.
I thought it was two.
Did I miss a black dude? No. One at a time.
Oh, maybe the native counts as
people go. Okay, so you got what? You got Namor. You got Namor.
Oh, he's native now.
Yeah, you claim him now. No more.
I guess.
Anyway, the Avengers of the present meet the Avengers of the past. They're doing their Goku pose. Let me see. Okay, so we got Starbrand, Iron Fist, the chick with the green stuff on this Iron Fist. Odin, Odin. Agamotto floating around the back. Ghost Rider riding a Willy Mammoth. And Moon Knight, the caveman down at the bottom, because their Black Panther got killed. So yeah, that's Mosey who we were talking about. So basically, they see each other.
Whatever.
Yeah. And they're
if I want to know, I should have read it, and I did. And I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, you know what happens if you see one superhero team meeting another superhero team for the first time. Take 3 guesses what happens.
Fight.
Yeah. So let's just skip to when they stop fighting. Yeah. Yeah. So they're fighting. They fight, and fight. Yeah. And then Captain America, after all this fight, he just like, why do we always do this shit? Why are we always fighting every time we meet a new team? Let's stop doing this shit. So he smacks Ghost Rider in the face with his shield, and he says, Ghost Rider, hey, you with the Ghost Rider powers, pin and stare me. Look me in the eyes and pin and stare me. And that way you know that we're not doing anything wrong, because if you kill me, then we're bad. But if I'm still alive, that means we're good. He was like, oh, don't worry about that, Captain America, or whatever your name is. I've already pin stared somebody on your treacherous team. And that's when you see Namor getting pin and stared by his Willy Mammoth thing. Yeah, he just fucked up, Meanwhile, you got Iron Man and Iron Fist going at it, because of course. And that's when Agamotto steps in the way. He like, everybody stop fighting. Stand down. And that's when Ghost Rider just throws Captain America. He's like, see there? You better be glad Agamotto told us to stand down. And that's when Namor's like holding his Willy Mammoth in the air and like throws it down on him. Shit like that. And that's when Captain America like, damn it, Namor, stop doing this shit. He was like, nah. And Moon Knight, you're next. That's when Namor screaming at him, and that's when, Jane Foster and Odin are like force pulling Mjolnir to each other, but they're having like a struggle, and that's when Thor, because they're pulling Mjolnir, since he's holding another Mjolnir, he's headed towards them, and Mjolnir smashes the other Mjolnir, causes a big explosion you can see from Earth, knocks everybody out, except Agamotto. Agamotto's just like, why do we always do this shit?
Who farted?
Right. And he just looks up in the sky. He's like, you must be loving this right now. He was like, if you think I have any emotions, you cheap sorcerer, then you don't know Doom. So this is not our Doom. This is multiverse Doom. This is the Doom above all.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So he's that Doom. So while Agamotto is throwing everything at him, he just casually swatting that shit away with one hand. And he just like, oh, you're a Sorcerer Supreme, right? Do you know how many Sorcerer Supremes I have killed over the universe, over the years? You're like, well, me neither. Now, normally when I fight Doctor Strange, I cut his hands off. When I fight Clea, I cut her heart out. But since it's Agamotto, guess what I'm going to do with you? And he stabs him in the eye and takes out the eyes of Agamotto. He like, and I'm going to eat this shit tonight, and I'm going to dine on your eyes and shit. So that's when Starbrand shows up, their Starbrand, who just beat the shit out of Captain Marvel. And he like goes at him. And they give Starbrand's backstory. Of course, he's a caveman that had a gay lover, I guess, in the past.
Yeah, that's how they rolled back then, man.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they maybe.
Anything that moved. Hit him over the head, back to
that is true. That is true. Hey, if you anything that's not running away, you getting it. So yeah. But anyway, Doom is just like, don't touch me. You cannot touch Doom. Break Starbrand's hands. And just actually turn Starbrand into a ball. So, and throw Starbrand back to the Avengers when they finally wake up. They see Starbrand has been crushed into a little ball. And Doom is just like, stronger beings than Starbrand have tried to take me out before, and they got what he just got. So if you Avengers think you can stop me, you got a thing coming. So Doom then calls for his masters of the multiverse or some shit. Dark Phoenix and Baby Thanos and Ghost Goblin and King Killmonger. All his guys like that to be continued. So yeah. Oh, and Mephisto. What does Mephisto do? I don't think he does anything. Oh yeah, he tries to take over that tower or whatever. I don't care. So yeah, that's going on. Yeah. Jason Aaron doing more Jason Aaron shit. He's basically, this is the part where you start putting toys back in the toy box, but he's got to go all out with every Avenger he's ever had before and shit like that. So I guess. Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, the other Blade. You forgot to take, but Blade's in Chernobyl doing shit.
Oh,
Fuck this
okay.
multiverse shit. So yeah.
Yeah, he's got his own like Vampire Nation or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but don't you think this is more important than saving some vampires? Like the multiverse?
Than watching over vampires.
Right.
Not killing vampires like what he's supposed to do.
Right. Oh shit. So all right. So what you got next?
I guess since we're on Marvel, I'll do this Planet Hulk Worldbreaker.
Yeah, because I'm confused about this.
This is like another sequel to Planet Hulk. I guess there's been more. There's been other ones that I've never read. I decided to check this out. Greg Pak is writing it.
The original Planet Hulk writer.
Yeah. So basically, this takes place 1,000 years after the events of the original Planet Hulk story. Some new like priest. It's not the Red King or whatever that was in the original one. It's no longer. He's gone. There's like another priestess. She's like banned all Hulk beings. What are they called? The Hulk, the Hargs or something. They got a name for them. This race of Hulk people on Sakaar. They're on Sakaar.
Not the Warbound, right?
Not the Warbound. No, this is no. They're all Hulk beings. They're all green. They're like, I think they're called Hargs. A race of Hulks. They're banned. She banned them because she blames the planet's destruction on Hulk. Because remember the ship blew up and all that shit, took out the city and all that shit, and then Hulk went back to Earth to fuck them in World War Hulk and all that shit. So she blames the Hulk, Banner Hulk, for destroying Sakaar. So she like basically outlawed all Hulk beings. So on this desolate planet, there's a couple, like a brother and sister Hulk beings. They get captured by the priestess, stormtroopers come and, there's a fight. They got Hulk strength, they're like getting shot and they're not dying, getting shot, but they end up getting subdued. And the brother ends up getting kidnapped. So she goes to find her grandpa Hulk. It turns out it's Grandpa Amadeus Cho. He's 1,000 years old.
Okay.
He's 1,000 years old on this planet. It's like, yo, my little brother's been kidnapped. Can you help us find him? Okay. Well, and they kind of go into like, why are we banned? Blah, 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 blah. And he basically says, well, no matter how long, Hulks aren't meant to be heroes. Hulks are basically monsters. Yes, we can do some good, but the longer we stay alive, we're gonna, just, end up doing more damage than good. And look at me, I'm banned now. I did a bunch of cruddy shit, and I was a smart Hulk. So just think of what Banner couldn't even control his ass, So that they kind of go into the reason why Hulks are banned on the planet. So they end up going looking for the brother. This priestess has a bunch of sentinels, robots that can like drain gamma inhibitors or something that can drain their power. So they fight these robots. They're getting their asses kicked, and it reveals at the end that there's a prison. The priestess has like a prison of Hulk children, all in cages.
Oh damn! Okay.
And then the sister's like, we got to go find the Worldbreaker. We got to go find Banner Hulk. And this is the last panel. This is Banner Hulk somewhere on the planet, all lonely and naked.
So he came back to Cigar after.
Yeah, this is 1,000 years in the future. Banner's still alive on planet, on Cigar, sitting there nude by a river of lava. And it says to be continued. I don't know. I'm a little indifferent. I thought it was okay. It was an interesting setup, but not a lot happened, But I might check out the next issue just to see where it goes, not much happened in this first issue. It was just a big intro, a bunch of exposition. But these books are always just big blockbuster action, So I might check out the second book just to see where it goes. And then also there was like another short story with Scar back on Earth, and She-Hulk's in it, and they fight an alien. These
still 1,000 years in the future, whatever.
No, it's back in present time.
Oh, back in
it's
present
young
time. Okay.
Scar. She-Hulk's there. Basically, don't be violent, telling them not to be violent, and all that shit. That I'm sure the anti-woke crowd would love.
Right.
So I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Cool. All right. Last book I'm gonna do is X-Terminators. I decided I know I skipped part 2, so we're on part 3 now, catching up. Still a wacky book, just as wacky as it was the first time, and I'm like, let's see what's going on. Let's see if we catch up, see what's going on with these people. Now, for those who know what this book is, it is an X-Men book, technically an X-Men book, with your favorite X-Men or the most useless X-Men, Dazzler, Jubilee, Boom Boom, with one cool one, Wolverine, Lar, and they're basically fighting vampires.
That Wolverine.
That Wolverine, yeah, Lar Wolverine. It's all girl. It's a girl band, which I'm sure the anti-woke crowd hate this too, because all women. What? So yeah, let's get to it. All right, they're fighting vampires.
I thought there was a man in the White House. What the fuck?
Right. So the book starts off, like I said, they're killing vampires, stuff like that. Boo, you got Boom Boom, Jubilee, and you got Laura and Dazzler also fighting vampires, stuff like that, and they smell some of the vampires, stuff like that.
Yeah, check out Dazzler. Damn.
Check out the artwork. Yes, I'm reading this for the arts. So yes, for the
Was
plots.
this written by women?
Oh yeah, it was. It was written by women.
So
wasn't drawn by women.
So I'm not supposed to look then.
You're not supposed to look, but it's written by women. So
I'm
all the dialogue.
If I look.
Okay, because it's written by women. Because this next panel, I just want you to know, this next thing I'm about to say was written by a woman. So, because I think only a woman can write this next thing I'm about to say. So anyway, Jubilee is just blasting everywhere with her fireworks powers, killing vampires like that. And she accidentally tags Boom Boom with the powers. And Boom is just like, hey, you shot me in the titty. She was like, well, them big ass things in the way. What you expect? Oh, well, sound like you jealous. And Jubilee's just like, oh, really? And punches in the titty. Just for that. She like, I told you they was too big and in the way. And then she was just like, well, they must be big like Dazzler's ass. And that's when they cut back to the Quiet Council, and the Quiet Council has them all, handcuffed and quizzing them on stuff like that. And they just talking about Dazzler's ass the whole time, shit like that. And then Professor's like, will y'all please talk, get back to the subject of what y'all were doing there to begin with. And they basically rescuing aliens, and they were in outer space. They're going to say why they were in outer space. Let's just get to it, back to the main story. That's Dazzler's ex-boyfriend. He's on the phone with somebody, but we don't know who he's on the phone with until we get to the end of the book. So we're going to keep going from that. While he's on the phone, one of his captors and people they've been holding hostage basically zaps away like the evil doppelgangers they were fighting. So basically all they got to do is fight regular ass vampires now. So while they're fighting, it's like, okay, we just fight regular people. So they fight some more, stuff like that. And they fight some more vampires, kill some more vampires. And Dazzler realizes that there's a whole crowd outside that's watching everything they do. So, yeah. So Dazzler realized, oh, my power is the more sound there is, the more I can convert sound to light. My powers get more powerful with light, the more sound there is. So since it's a sold out crowd outside, all I got to do is get this crowd worked up. So, and Boom Boom shoves a bomb in one of the vampires' throat, and makes it explode and shit, I guess, something like that. So, yeah, so Dazzler looks at the crowd, and she just like, crowd, y'all enjoying this? Are you entertained? She's like, I can't hear you. And the crowd just going crazy and shit like that. She like that. Cool. And then Dazzler just like, okay, so to get you really hyped up for my next trick, I need an assistant. And she grabs Boom Boom. And she's just like, okay, so I need your crowd to give me most noise as possible. Because what I'm going to do is have Boom Boom strip tease for everybody. Only if you make the most noise you can possibly make. And Boom's like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, strip for him. While looking at her titties, she like, do what we normally do. She's like, okay. So they need me to count down for it. So she's getting ready to count down. She's like 3 while she's stripping down. And Jubilee looking at Wolverine like, we normally don't act like this. She was like, no, y'all cool. It's cool. I like to see where this goes. And she's like 2 and then 3, but they don't show it because she makes it, her titties explode because it's exploding powers and shit like that. So meanwhile, the crowd sees her titties all and stuff like that, but it's just, explosions all over the place and the crowd just goes nuts. Crowd goes wild. Woo! Boom Boom's tits, Meanwhile, since the crowd is as loud as it has been the whole time, that means Dazzler is like over 9,000 right now.
She didn't like kill everybody with her tits?
No, she didn't kill anybody. She just exploded the room.
Well,
then
that
Yeah,
sucks. She should have blew the crowd away.
Yeah, no, she didn't blow the crowd away with the tits. She didn't kill people with the tits.
Oh, because that would have been so deep
and
metaphorical about
the patriarchy.
Yes, and the male gaze.
Oh man! So basically, since Dazzler's so powered up from the crowd, staring at Boom Boom's tits, she can now explode the arena they're in right now, and they basically take off running and shit like that. So now they're exploding, and they run away from the crowd. Meanwhile, killing as many vampires as they can while they're doing that. And the only way they get away is that they explode like the ground underneath them. But Dazzler sees her ex-boyfriend, so she runs after the ex-boyfriend. And while she's running after him, she runs into the dude that was captured and shit like that, the other alien. And they're just like, oh, you got to protect me. You got to, release me. Meanwhile, the other girls, they jump down because Wolverine smells the other captives there also. And that's to realize you must have a nice collection there. And Professor like, oh, so that's how he got involved. And that's when we find out the real bad guy behind all this shit going on right now is, let's cut to the end. Oh, and her boyfriend's in cahoots also. Her boyfriend was tasked to kidnap them. And he was paid by Tanalia Taval, the Collector. And Tanalia Taval, the Collector, what he wanted, he's like, I wanted one Wolverine and one explodey light power girl. I didn't need 3 of them. So keep one of them, toss the other 2 out the window, out in space. The end. So yeah. So crazy book. It's not Dynamite Boys Image level, but for Marvel, they're pushing as far as it can go. You expect Marvel to go like that.
Yeah.
Why can't we get to the X-Men? Because
Yeah.
Bryan Singer wrote this shit. He's not gonna write boom boom exploding tits.
Yeah, we need this.
Like Iceman exploding dick or some shit.
This needs to be the new X-Men movie.
This need to be. I'd watch this shit. Yeah, I'm almost mad I didn't read part 2 now because I want to know what happened in part 2 now, and I'm almost tempted to just buy this shit just to find out. But yeah, we do. I would watch an X-Men movie like this, but we know we're not going to get a Grindhouse type X-Men movie like this because it's kind of like Deadpool, but not really Deadpool, and it would actually make people like Dazzler, Jubilee, and Boom Boom for some reason. But here's the thing. Okay, even though it's written by a woman, this is technically the male gaze.
Yeah, unless she's gay too, then it's all right.
maybe I'm gonna do some research.
If a lesbian wrote this,
lesbian wrote this and she just want to see a bunch of tits and ass and stuff like that.
Woke. Then it's woke and it's okay.
It's like anti-woke. It's like counter woke. It's like like we're not allowed to look at it because it's written by a woman. But if a woman writes it so it can be made by guys, I think that's counter woke. I don't know. Yeah. What is woke and what isn't woke? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
The word's lost all meaning these days.
Yeah, we don't even know what to like. We don't even know what to be mad at anymore. Like, should we be upset? Should we be mad? Should we be protesting this book, or should we just be standing ass and titties? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I enjoyed it, so that means it's bad.
Right. You're not allowed to like this.
I'm not allowed to like this.
and I skipped over one joke in there because there was one scene where they were talking about Dazzler's ass and they were talking about working out and like that. Like, did that really work out? And Laura just says, like, have you seen my ass in these tights? Yes, that workout routine works. Shit, stupid shit like that in this book. So.
I mean, we got to see She-Hulk twerk with Megan,
but we weren't supposed to like that. We were supposed to because it was, but it's weird. It's different because when you frame it in the male gaze, I don't think the She-Hulk twerker was in the male gaze form. But when you watch it, Megan,
funny. It was funny. I didn't whip it out to that scene. No,
right?
It was funny.
It's 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
You're right. We didn't do that.
Hey, I'm gonna watch She-Hulk in the bathroom.
Right. Turn the volume down.
Yeah.
Like it's BET Uncut or some shit. Like, no, it's not that. So,
but I mean, this seemed to be played for laughs. Like, yes, boom, boom, shooting, lasers out of her jugs. That was funny.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't supposed to be, a commentary on the patriarchy or no shit like that. So I don't know.
But yeah, some think piece on, they will write about that.
Somebody will. Like, how can you be mad at this book? How can you be mad either way? Women mad at this book because it's male gaze, or the anti-woke crowd mad because it's all women. But it's all women doing like stupid shit. I don't know. Somebody will find a way to get mad at the book. I'm gonna look it up.
That's the thing. There's the tribalism. As we know, the tribalism. There's the two extremes. Both sides are gonna bitch about something.
Right. They got to draw sides. So
and they need attention. They need clicks. They need
Because I like I said, I don't think there's any reason to get upset about this book. It's just a dumb book. It's just supposed to be stupid. So So I don't know. And if killing vampires, fuck. What you got?
Well, the last book I got is the Nightwing. The Nightwing
annual. Okay.
Yeah, the only annual I got, and it was pricey, and I almost didn't get it because it is an annual, and annuals are just basically
filler.
Throwaway stories. Filler,
sometimes fillers might,
but
it kind of your miles may vary.
Yeah, but this wasn't. This has got finally the origin of Heartless, that serial killer that's been popping up here and there throughout the Tom Taylor's Nightwing run.
Yeah,
ripping out people's hearts and shit. That's how he stays alive. He rips out people's hearts and puts them in his own chest so he can continue to stay alive. And then he has just ripped out Blockbuster's heart, in the last issue, and he's supposed to take over Bloodhaven as the new mob boss. So this is his origin. We finally get to see who he is. It turns out some serial killer from England stole some dude's identity who was supposed to be a butler for this rich billionaire's family, goes in and poses as the butler for this billionaire family. The son is a fucked up mute little kid who tortures animals and shit. And the guy's like, hey, since he's a serial killer, he's like, hey, this kid's like me. I should, mentor him, mentor his bloodlust or whatever. And he starts taking him to the butcher. He takes him to, shows him like animals eating each other and, hunt, basically shows him like murder porn and all that stuff to like get his sense of, to get the aggression, his violent aggression built up in this kid. Then he takes him to the circus, the night the Flying Graysons die. So he's there when Dick's family fall and die. And that was like, that triggers him. Instead of like being horrified like the audience, he's like, whoa, that was so cool. And then he starts talking after that. Eventually this kid grows up and he's the bully. So he brought it back. So earlier in the Tom Taylor run, there was this scene where Nightwing it's like when they're teenagers back at Bloodhaven Academy or whatever, and high school. And this kid's bullying another kid. Dick goes over, beats the shit out of the kid, knocks his teeth out. That's the kid. That kid, the bully, turns out to be this guy, the Heartless.
Foreshadowing. Okay.
Yeah. So this was, he took it back. It's all connected. So the billionaire ends up replacing his teeth and shit. And say, before that, he finally tried to kill the kid's dad and take his inheritance. He like rigged his helicopter to explode. He's a billionaire. He's going to take a helicopter ride or whatever. He rigged it to explode, but unbeknownst to him, he ends up taking the kid with them. The father takes the kid with them. The helicopter crashes. The father dies. The kid almost dies, but the butler ends up putting his dad's heart into the kid. That saves his life. So now the kid inherited all this money. He's got the butler. He's like evil Bruce Wayne. He's got, this evil butler who then they start using all the money, the billions that he's got to like start enhancing his body, putting like robot arms in him, turn him into a cyborg, an enhanced individual, with all these implants and shit, and that's how he becomes Heartless. He goes around killing people, collects people's hearts. Whenever he dies or maims, he just puts another heart in his chest. He takes over. He kills Blockbuster. Now he's got Blockbuster's heart. Now Blockbuster's got superpowers, right? He's a medic.
Really super strong.
Yeah. So basically, now that he has Blockbuster's heart, his body can be more powerful. And now I'm going to take over Bloodhaven, and I will get that Nightwing. So that's basically the origin. I got to say, it was pretty cool. We finally get, because they've been teasing him this whole time for the past couple of years. You don't know who he is. We were always wondering, who's he going to be? Who's he going to be? Is it going to be some existing kid? We hope it's not Jason Todd,
Right, not again. Yeah.
Yeah, but they finally gave it an origin, and it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. And then there was other stories. There's a story about Nightwing's dog. There's a story with Dick is training John, Superman's son, how to fight. That was pretty cool. So this wasn't bad. I actually liked it. And it was a full issue. It was a full like 20 something pages of Heartless's origin. So it wasn't just like 10 pages here, 10 pages here. You know what I mean? It was actually a full on issue dedicated to the origin of Heartless, which was cool. And then some filler stories at the end. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It was worth the bang. It was worth the buck. The bucks. More bang for my buck. Almost didn't get it because it was so expensive, but it turned out to be worth it.
Cool. And it actually sounds like it furthered the story of the Nightwing thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Original Heartless. So cool. Yeah, 4 out of 5.
Cool. All right. Like I said, I'm booked out. You're booked out.
Yep.
Appreciate everybody sticking around with us. If you listen this long, different like, share, subscribe. Next week we'll have some other stuff going on. I can actually finally talk about the Game Wars, see what happens that week. Something else will drop. I don't know.
Maybe I'll watch Wednesday or something.
Maybe. I don't know. My Netflix account got hacked again, so I may or may not watch Wednesday, but we'll see.
Willow's on. Maybe I'll watch Willow.
I thought you would have watched it by now.
I was gonna, but then I didn't.
That's how I feel about Bucky on the Marvel's Avengers game. Like I was gonna do it, but I completely forgot that game existed. So yeah. All right. So yeah, like I said, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
Talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time.